No. If you thought that was a rep, you would be wrong in my book and in my standards. Allow me to explain. While we were watching that first clip of my press to handstand, my legs were bent, my stomach wasn't all the way down to my chest, or my stomach wasn't all the way down to my thighs, and I didn't even stay in a complete handstand. So that's at best half a rep, and still doesn't count in my book. And so I'd like to continue on with the subject of really good form and perfect form when it comes to these reps and exercises here. And so you'll see in my clips that I've decreased the reps in my sets just so I can really get the quantity and value up in each one of those reps. And so I rather do 3 to 4 reps instead of 5 to 6 reps with bad form. Those 3 to 4 reps can be clean and pristine, and I'd be very content with how the practice session went because you really get the most benefits when you have perfect form and when you're doing it properly. For example, a push-up. If you only bend your elbows, halfway, or you're swinging your hips up and down, or just doing a lot of unnecessary movement, not only are you wasting a lot of energy, you're also not getting the full potential benefits that you can get, which, your muscle growth, and just how clean it looks, to be honest. Like if you do 50 crappy push-ups, it's not very impressive to maybe 10 explosive, really clean, good form, all the way down push-ups. And so that is what I'm really trying to stress with my Cali aesthetic viewpoint here. And so calisthenics is your body weight. Aesthetic is that picture perfect, clean looking form. That's what I'm trying to do with these exercises here. And looking at these training clips, there's some bad ones, but I'm continuously trying to really get everything in alignment, everything just how I want it, and just so I can have just really good forms. Because when you do it, it looks good to me, it feels good to me, it feels right, and you're ultimately doing it right. And so going back to my handstand press, I still have 2 more weeks to go of 8 weeks of this training program. And if I were to just cut it right here and say, okay, let me just rep out some handstand presses, I wouldn't feel good when looking at the footage and seeing, my legs bent, not even staying in a straight handstand, because that's not what the movement's about. The movement's about feeling light, floating up, being able to control that handstand, because the normal way to get, or the most used way to get into a handstand is just kicking up and, trying to find your balance. And I find that way very inconsistent because whenever I push up or whenever I kick up, it's never the right amount of push that I need. It's always maybe sometimes I go over, maybe sometimes I go under, and maybe it's just right, but I want it right at least 95% of the time. And when it comes to strength moves, you have the full range of control in your hands. As long as you have that strength component in you, like as long as you're able to go up and down in a push-up, with great form, all controlled, then you can speed up or slow down as much as you want, and you can pretty much do it 9 times out of 10, and which is what I'm doing here. And so to fix those bent legs, I've incorporated this new exercise right here. And it's just a dynamic, I'd call it dynamic forward fold. And so forward fold is a movement in yoga where you just stand and bend at the waist and your legs are straight. And in order to make this easier, you can place your hands over here or a little bit more far out in front of you, like over here. And so I have my hands closest to my feet, so it really embodies the movement that I'm trying to practice, which is, hands close to my feet, chest to my thighs, and it just makes floating up a lot easier. And so that's what I'm trying to do there. And then I supplemented it with some Jefferson curls right here just to really lengthen and strengthen the hamstrings. And so with 2 more weeks under the belt, coming up, I really hope to fix that form that was not up to my standards there, not up to the calisthenic view that I'm hoping for. So in 2 more weeks, we'll see where my hamstrings are at, we'll see where my form's at, and we'll see where I'm at. So I'll see you guys then.